black boy joy. 3 times for that black boy joy. Let me hear you make some black boy noise. 1 time for the black boy joy. 2 times for that black.
The cat. Wait, what is your cat name again?
Milo.
Milo. Okay, so I always want to say Monty, and that is because my cat's with Mimi, my old roommate's cat name was Monty. So every time I want to say Monty, I always think, every time I want to say Milo, I think Monty. So I'm just like, Monty, sit down. But it's like, no, it's Milo. And
His name
Milo
is Milo, but I call him Baba, which I'm pretty sure I got from Beyonce calling Blue Baba in Homecoming. She's like, good job, Baba.
Is that not confusing for animals to give them a nickname?
So like he doesn't really answer to Milo. Like that's his name. It's on his tag and everything. But because I'm always affectionately calling him Baba, he responds to Baba.
I'm like, I don't get the point of you giving a cat one name and then be like, okay, cool, okay, Baba, bitch, what is my name? Like, what do I come to?
I call him, I mean, like, this is my child. So I call him Milo when he's, like, upsetting me. And, like, I try to say them both so that he gets used to hearing both of them.
Yeah.
Because they're not dumb, you know? And, like, I'm sure if I gave him a treat every time I said Milo, he would know, like, okay, Milo is when I'm supposed to be coming. But when I walk in the house, I'm like, Baba. And, like, that's how I call for him so he comes down.
Okay, so your cat just is, like, identity issues, essentially.
Maybe. But sometimes I'll say Milo and like whether he knows any of these sounds, it's like the tone he knows that I'm calling for him. So he'll still like look at my direction.
Yeah, I get that. Girl, it's 2026.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How do you feel? Like, oh my God.
I feel great. I made a year without alcohol. So I'm really proud of myself for getting through that.
Yeah.
And like still going, right? But I can say that I've got a year under my belt. So I'm really, really happy about that. It just feels like something I like now that I've gone through a full year, doesn't feel like something I need to be like super on top of. Not that, and what I mean by that is like, it's not actively living in my head anymore. It's now just kind of like, it's there. Like, you know, like I just
like
don't drink.
It was like that before, like actively living, like when you went out?
It was like a year was my immediate goal. So I was just like, I gotta make it to a year. So I made it to a year. I still have 14 more. So like it's not difficult at all to abstain from alcohol in public settings for me. Like there's really no amount of guilting or pressuring to make me drink. I just don't. You know?
I think the issue, I believe that if you really, it shouldn't be that hard to not drink. I think people just connected with like social anxiety. Like you could definitely have water, or you could have like, if you really are that pressed, you could definitely do a mocktail or like something like, but I think it's just people want something to have in their hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, alcoholism is a thing. So it can be quite difficult for some.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm not including that. Girl, we're not talking, girl. I understand. If you're alcoholic, raise your hand, say your name. We are so sorry. But I talk about if you're not an alcoholic, and if it is not like that, then you should be okay with like having that social interaction.
You know, though, I think like, cause I've talked to a couple of people who have tried to cut out alcohol, but then like I think they don't anticipate the settings that they're going to be in that are going to make it difficult because you know, you could go abroad and it's like, oh, well, I'm on vacation. Like vacation is everyone's excuse to do a whole bunch of stuff that they like don't give themselves permission to do during their normal time.
Yeah.
And like for me, vacation is like I'm not doing work. I'm not obligated to do or be anything. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna eat like shit and drink alcohol, you know?
So
but that's like what people's brains say.
A very mindful vacationer.
Well, like if I'm on vacation, the idea is that I am not home. I'm doing things I don't get to do very often because I literally don't live here. Yeah. But like a vacation or any trip is not a reason for me not to like work out. I like working out. So I'm going to continue working out on vacation.
I'm going to ask you, girl, like you really be in this gym.
I love it. I really like it.
It's like your pet peeve. Like what is one of your biggest pet peeves in the gym?
I don't like it when people wait behind me on a machine. Like, and it's only ever white people. I've never had a black person do this to me at my gym, but I've had 2 white men do it. And it's so fucking annoying because for some reason they're convincing themselves and trying to convince you that whatever it is that they have to do is way more important than whatever you're doing. Yeah. And like, I historically have like poor boundaries around stuff like this. Like I'm a little bit of a people pleaser. So, or at least I'm recovering people pleaser. So like I might be like irritated, but still like kind of move out of the way, not necessarily to like immediately appease them, but because I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe I have been here a little too long.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, the
Bitch, I don't
audacity.
care. I don't care.
I'm like,
Specifically, if you behind me, oh, bitch, I'm going to do another set.
I am like, and I'm like, I try not to,
Girl.
because of civics, I try not to be that person. But bitch, don't play with me.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
play with me.
no. I'm literally one of the people also now, and I'm going to pivot back. I don't say excuse me no more when I'm around white people. You
Yeah.
realize white people don't never say excuse me when
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like
of course I noticed.
walking through. So for me, when I was in New York this past, like for New Year, I was literally not saying excuse me, bitch. Now I was like, you know, bobbing and weaving, but I was definitely like, or I was staying very 10 toes down, but I was like, y'all don't even say excuse me.
I shoulder check at this point because I'm not moving. I'm not doing none of that. Because again, you know, as a decent human being, I'm always approaching these things with some level of civility. So like
Yeah.
I'm moving out of the way because you're another human passing. What actually clicked to me is that these motherfuckers don't see me as a human.
You're a monkey.
So me doing the moving and shit is them like, yeah, that's what you should do, right? Yeah,
You
you're a
should be moving.
nigger. You're a nigger. So
Move,
like,
monkey. Yeah.
and now I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to stay here and either you're going to be the one to say,
Physically,
excuse me. And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, no worries. Or
Yeah.
we're going to collide. And
They're
when we're
gonna-
looking each other stupid in the face, I'm going to be like, well, why wouldn't you move?
Yeah, I agree. Baby, I'm like this at this point. I'm like, y'all don't say it. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to always feel like I have to minimize myself for y'all. Like, I don't always have to be like, oh, excuse me, excuse me. I was like, I really thought about that. I was like, I've never seen a white person say, oh, excuse me. They just like go or
That's
just
a shame.
assume, or it's just they assume that you're going to move out of their way.
Oh, they
That's-
know you're going to move. They
Yeah.
know. But I'm going to tell you one thing about a bitch like
Tell us,
me.
girl.
Being in the gym and like my body changing, and then of course being
Okay,
6'1", I realize now that like if I never moved in the first place, they literally would have just moved around me because I'm
Yeah.
not like it's not easy to pretend I'm not there. You know?
Baby, we are big.
And the more buff I get, the more I realize that people, whether it's through fear, which is really not my problem unless somebody's going to do me harm, they see me, they register that I'm
Yeah.
here. They're like, whoa, and they move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, shout out to that, I suppose.
Shout out to that. I love that. I love having these broad shoulders, this big chest, this suckle bosom. Like, okay, girl.
Look
Like,
and see what this is.
see this?
Look at the tag, see what this is.
Right. Okay. I love that. But I think my pet peeve is like when I am ready to finish my set and when I'm about to go to my next machine, somebody's on it. Like I don't know why that bothers me, but I'm like ready. I'm like, okay, yes, bitch, I am getting off my set and somebody walks over to the elliptical. And I'm just like, bitch, what do I need to do now? Like,
Not yours being
what?
the exact opposite of mine.
I hate that. Like, it's just like, baby, like I have a set plan. Like when I go into the gym, like I literally also I don't like to be in group gym. I don't like to do like a Planet Fitness or like a Orange. I mean I'll do like an Orange Theory, but like I hate like public gyms. Like I'll go to my apartment or I'll go to like the gym when it's extremely empty because I just want access to all the equipment that I want. Like I just don't want to have to deal with like waiting for Tyrone to get off the damn buggies.
Tyrone.
Like or Elizabeth to goddamn stop taking her pictures in front of the damn squat rack. Like I just really am. I hate that.
I used to be like that, and I've learned how to pivot mostly because I'm like, I need to get this workout done. So
Yeah.
I've now taught myself when someone's on something that I want to use to just like find the next best thing until it's available. But I used to be like that. But that's also now why I think it's rude for motherfuckers to be asking me how many more sets I have because like I know what it's like to then go find another machine.
Yeah.
Bitch, be an adult and go find you something
They
to
must
do.
not be really. They might not be really gym girlies then, because if they really got to stick to a tight regimen and not know how to alternate and come back, then were they really supposed to be in the gym?
Now, good questions, because like people
Okay.
think there are a lot more rules to it than like outside of like form. Like, babes, you can do something else. I guarantee whatever it is that you really want to do on
There's
this
another
machine,
gym.
you can probably recreate somewhere else.
There's another machine that could do the exact same
I
thing.
can guarantee you can get the exact benefits in something else. Like, get real. And like my gym doesn't have multiples of anything. Like it's a boutique gym. It's
Yeah.
cute, very cute.
It's
But
very yeah.
like I went to the Planet Fitness over the weekend with Javier, and they have like doubles and triples of everything.
Yeah.
It ain't that because this ain't the community gym.
Yeah.
You know, no shade, no tea, no shade.
Baby, I don't want a community gym.
You know what it is? When I wasn't working out, I really appreciated what Planet Fitness was about. Like in theory, I was just like, wow, it's really nice that like people can really just come here and no pressure, like work out. And I still think that's nice. But like, bitch, I'm lifting heavy weight, and grunting is a part of me like getting some of this. Like, I'm not doing that shit for show. This shit hurts.
Yeah.
So like the grunt is like I'm relieving myself of this very heavy weight, and the fact that I can't do that at Planet Fitness is really obnoxious.
You can. You just don't gotta care about people being around here. You and like niggas
Is
do
that what it is? I thought they had rules. They said they'd be ringing that bell.
Really?
Can you ring
that shows
my
you, bro.
bell?
I stick to my at-home gym.
They have a name for them niggas. It's called lunks.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that like on social media this week, like lunks, and they also got like no equipment. So I was just like, interesting. But what is up, everybody? It is your boy Lordevery.
And I'm Derwin King.
And welcome back to another episode of That Black Boy Joe, where we create, maintain a whole space for Black and brown boys to be themselves and
so much more.
I was like, girl, we got to get into this intro. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, okay. I was watching our episode last back. Shout out to OBO. Amazing, amazing, dope. Great. I kept saying I was 32.
Yeah.
I was like,
you know what? Also, I thought that it was. So you were right. The last time he was on the show was in 2021. I've been in New Orleans for almost 5 years.
Girl, you and the Taking the Bangers. I was listening to Red Balloon and Green Balloon to you because I literally was just like, every time I think about like Jill Scott Taking the Bangers, like it's this neo soul type of energy. I literally think of you, but I didn't know it was 2021. I thought it was 2022.
It was 2020.
That's crazy. That's like years ago. Like 4 years. There's
shit. No, it's 2026, guys.
2026. Oh well, technically it's 4. Technically, we're gonna say it's 4 years because we just entered 2026.
Yeah.
Because like,
but my God,
yeah, it was. Girl, I thought about that when we like looked back, and I was like, first of all, I said I was 32, and then I was like, he was with us. He was an OG. He's okay. I was like, here we go. What you been up to? How's your New Year been?
Oh yeah, I had a great holiday. I'm so excited to talk about what that was like for me.
Yes.
I didn't do anything spectacular by any means, but I had to put me first, Lucius.
I put me first. I gotta put me first.
So I had an amazing holiday. I'm so glad to be in 2026 and back on my routine. I do not like being like disrupted from my routine, and
the
maybe
holidays
that'll
will
change.
Yes,
I don't like that. I thought I was gonna like it, and I didn't.
What do you mean? I think you're so in a regiment or like a regime, like you specifically, like you gotta go to the gym twice a day. You gotta go to NOLA Run Club. You gotta twerk at the Go Bodega. You gotta do all that. And if you don't do it, you like.
I was just like, I know I ain't gonna hold you. Like I was upset that I did not go to Run Club but one time in December. Like I couldn't make it in the Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I couldn't go on the Saturdays because like I had work or performances or whatever. And so like it was really disruptive. And on one hand, I made like a good grip of money in December, and I had a lot of fun. But on the other hand, like, bitch, I wanted to go to Run Club, and now my mile is at, and like I'm not this.
Yeah.
My mile is at 9 minutes and 48 seconds yesterday.
Girl, for the girl, we don't know what you mean by that.
So on average, my mile is anywhere between 8 minutes and 12 seconds or 8 minutes and like 35 seconds. So that was a whole minute more than what I had been doing in like October, November. And my ankle is mostly healed. So like I didn't even have like an injury, but like the stamina wasn't going. So I was walking through some of that shit. And I was just so upset with myself.
It's okay. You're getting back into your habit. I hate Run Club.
Really?
I used to go regularly with me and Tiffany. Shout out to my girlie. And shout out to DC Run Crew. The thing about DC Run Crew was that it also includes like HIIT. So you do HIIT and then you run. And it's not like DC Running Collective is like NOLA Run Club where you like run through the neighborhood and do like your miles. But DC Run Crew, you do like HIIT and then you do like you run at like the at Navy Yard near to like the baseball stadium, or you'll run like near Howard on like the track and you do like 400s, 800. So it gave really more like track conditioning versus like DC Runner Collective and like NOLA, like you're running like miles throughout the neighborhood. And I prefer DC Run Crew because I need to take a break because I realized when I did my 5K, y'all bitches can outstand. Y'all can eat that up. I'll give y'all that. Like
5K is not too hard actually.
Hey, to you.
Yeah.
But no, you got to stay in your routine. I prefer not to be in a routine, but I realized, like, I was traveling a lot this December, so I was in Vegas, and then I was in New York back to back,
I didn't know you went to
and
Vegas.
yeah, I went to go see Ty. Like, I went to go spend Christmas with Ty in Vegas, which it was so beautiful, but, like, it's just so foreign for it to not be, like, severely cold
Yeah.
for Christmas. Like, me being
Yeah.
from the Midwest, like, I was expecting to see, like, it snow at least one of the days, and then, like, it was just hell out there, and I was like,
Side note, how cold is it right now in Maryland?
"Maryland?" It was today is 57 degrees, bitch.
I
I
think
was
something's wrong. Like, I know something's wrong, but like, bitch, it was like 80 degrees today in New Orleans. Like,
I
no
finally
lie.
went out the house today,
Oh
and
my
I was just like,
God.
"What?" I went and
So
got
mad.
my oil changed, all that.
We're
It was
dying.
the world is ending,
The
as we
earth is dying.
and I'm
Well,
okay with that.
it's not dying, but it is kicking us off of it. I mean,
We
it's
need to
changing.
go. Right. I'm like, I still don't got no job, which is girl, it's crazy. Finding a
Yeah,
job
they
right
say the
now.
search is. I just had a friend get a job offer. Congratulations to her. I hope you're next.
Please. I'm like so many of us, I was first like it's so much distraught. And like I'm ended up like realizing I'm gonna just doing some contractual work or like
Good.
do some temporary things. Cause like right now, full time is not the girly right now. And I'm like, do I even want to really want work? Like, do I really want to work?
I mean, we know the real answer, but like, you want that money.
I do because the amount of times I had to like say no to drinking in my
Good.
head,
Good for you.
I realized like
Oh,
I meant to say no to brunch, not to drinking.
I just assumed you meant like spending money on
Oh
drinks.
yes, yes. I went out to drink. I went out on Monday and realized the bill was significantly cheaper without my drinks included. And I was
Yeah.
just like, "What
You're
is
like,
this?
shit.
I
Who knew?
don't
All
own."
I had to do was get like food and water.
But I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm a skinny bitch now, or like I am like on my like Derwin type of thing because I didn't get a cocktail at dinner with my friend.
I'm aware of the bill change. I saw it immediately. I was like, whoa, my food was
Yes.
only like $25. Maybe
Mhm.
like if I get a good meal, it's like 45. And I'm just like, wow, this was really cheap. Like I keep going places and expecting the bill to be really high. And then it comes back and I'm like, oh, that wasn't too bad. And it's literally because I didn't get alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, that's that. But I'm not gonna be like you yet. I don't think that, but I'm definitely like, I'm like looking forward to brunch on Saturday, but like I'm not doing brunch Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, I used to be like that.
Nobody's required to live a sober lifestyle. I only have ever wanted to invite people to be more conscious of their
Yeah.
relationship with alcohol. Like just be aware of how our lives are affected by the the sale and purchase of it, the use of it, the overuse of it, any of
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah.
Like how does my life change when I go to brunch on Sunday and get fucking wasted? Cuz honestly, like what I look forward to most of all once these 15 years is up is like if I
God.
decide to go back to drinking, being one of those people, if it's possible, who gets like one glass of wine and is tipsy and is like, wow, I just really do not need
Just
another one of these.
whew, I'd be like this, get the fuck away from me. Like you cannot go to brunch with me unless you're willing to be okay with putting you to split the bill with us or you not like that's I think that's the only thing I notice is like I'm realizing that like without drinking like that, like it's difficult. It is like you go to brunch if you do bottomless, like everybody gotta do bottomless, but you're the one that doesn't do bottomless. I would just happily not be there. I said I
I
don't want
pay. I've never like that's the thing about going on group things, right? Like when I
you
go
still will
to
pay
eat
the
with group,
money.
yeah, if it's like a thing where we
Girl,
can't split the bill, like I
my
can't,
bitches will not show up.
then
My
I'll just
bitches,
go ahead and pay what everybody else is paying. And like I don't feel bad about it, honestly. I never did, but
baby,
that's the thing about going to eat with a group of
yeah.
people.
It might be a DC thing 'cause those girls don't play. They be like, bitch, I only have fries in the water.
I don't
How
like
dare you?
people's opinions about that are like I get it. They're like I shouldn't have to pay for something I didn't do, but then I'm just like, well, why do you keep going out to eat with groups? You know that restaurants have like policies about this and
Yeah.
everything. So why keep going out to eat with groups?
I that is like my biggest pet peeve is when people understand that there's like you can't divide the check, you can't split the check. You want like you can't do that. You know, in DC specifically, if you, the girlies know you can do one check, two checks max.
Yeah.
But as
So
far as like let's itemize it, that also cuts from their gratuity and like their taxes. So like
absolutely.
they don't do that here. So for you to know that you're going out to a place with a group of people that are going to drink
Yeah.
and you are not going to drink, either you
I'll
do
meet
not
y'all
go
after. Yeah, just don't go. I'll meet y'all after.
You do not go, or you have to understand that we cannot say, okay, or we do the whole thing like, oh, you send me your money. Like that is just I
That's
hate
too
that.
much. I don't want to take those steps. That's too much work
Yeah.
to me. And like, I get
Yeah.
it when you're like, oh, well, I want to have a good time and I also don't want to overpay. But like for me, it's either like the participating in this experience means that I'm going to have to pay a grip. So that's what I
Yeah.
am agreeing to do by just agreeing to go.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to do that and I don't want to be put in a position where I have to do that, I
Yeah.
literally just won't participate.
Yeah. I mean, but you are, like you said, you are in your year of like selfishness. Like,
Yeah,
what?
this
Like,
is
come on, girl, get into it. Like,
yeah,
I
this is
want
my
you to.
year of no. I'm really excited. I mean, I kind of started it a little bit last year when I re-engaged with therapy. Like historically, I am a little bit of a people pleaser.
Mhm.
And really what that means for me is just that I'm aware of like when I'm being selfish and like
Yeah.
there is some bit of guilt that I have had in my life about choosing
Myself.
choosing something that works in my best interest. There's like
Yeah.
guilt associated with something working in my best interest.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, someone taught me that when things are working out for me, I should feel guilty about it.
No, yeah. Mhm.
I don't know who it was or why, but it's just like it's as if like what I actually deserved was for things to go completely awry. That's how I know everything's right. And I think what it does is it creates a martyr complex in
Yeah.
any individual that
Yeah.
you are not only like choosing to work in other people's best interests, which is kind, but
Yeah.
like at your own expense is where you become a martyr and
Yeah.
you're expecting to be like sanctified for it, like or to be made into a saint for it.
Yeah.
And then the expectation is that there's reward on the other end, but there
Yeah.
is no reward.
It's really not. I think the only reward is expectation from others that you will always be in service of them,
Hmm.
which has a fatigue and a burnout in it, and then also, like, changes the relationship dynamic because I am on the, like, opposite end of you, like not opposite, like, I'm in a space of no with a caveat, and I think that is because, like, people are used to me always being in service of them, that, like, when I in the space of no, I've seen relationships become withered or become questioned because it's just like, wait, and I'm used to you being a service of me, and now you are no longer wanting to be a service of me. Why is that? And it's like, it's because I no longer want to do that. I no longer want to have me rooted in a space where my only worth is what I do for others. And I don't feel like I need to do that anymore. So I've seen like dynamics change because maybe I've been in spaces where it's like I had to say no to things. And it's just like, there, because you know me, girl. If somebody says yes, if you told me to be in New Orleans tonight and then be in fucking Vegas by Sunday, I'm there. And it's because I'm always wanting to be like, see, look, friend, I was able to show up for you. But then in return, it's like, how do I feel? Or like,
Yeah.
how am I being able to like my finances, me being overwhelmed, and now with me like in a space
Yeah.
of like having to be
Oh,
financially responsible now, I can't be in like multiple spaces and just be like,
I'm sorry, but that was hilarious to hear. I have to be financially responsible now. What?
because baby, you know me, bitch. If you told me to come down and I had the coin, I'll see you in Vegas. I'll see you in New Orleans, and then I'll be in Vegas the next day. Now I'm like
I'm gonna
this.
do it all, bitch.
Now I'm like this. Can we do another day? But I'm used to being like that.
I'm hearing there's two parts to what you're saying. On one hand, it's like the you having to be more mindful of like your how you move, right? So like I
Yeah.
am taking a step back. I have more boundaries in place to protect myself because I'm seeing how much is coming out of me. This is what is this? Me cuesta mucho. Excuse me, me cuesta mucha.
Girl.
That is like it costs me a lot. Like it
Oh
takes a
yeah.
lot out of me. Me cuesta. So you're on one hand, that's you, right? So you're saying I have to protect myself, and then the other person on the other end is hearing you say I'm withdrawing. I'm not going to do the things that I did before. I'm not going to be the
Yeah.
way I was before, right?
Yeah.
And they're seeing you as subtracting yourself. You're wondering, why haven't you considered the things that are happening to me? Like I've been all empathetic to you and
Yeah.
I've provided these things and I've been very conscious and aware of what's been going on for you. So I've been
Yeah.
supportive for you, but you are not even considering how different my life is and that it is actually taking a lot out of me. Me cuesta
Yeah.
mucho.
Yeah.
And like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for me, it's like I'm managing a lot of relationships right now, and I'm having to be able to spread myself in a variety of different spaces. And I've had the struggle of saying no to certain people because of like how longevity and like the mindset of like, because I had this mindset that like the people need me in their life because they need me to be in service.
Oh,
And that is the problem that I had. And I talk about that in therapy was
me too.
I had to realize that like my need is not of only to be of service, to be of someone to be in a space of comfort and compassion and mutually reciprocity. So I think that was something I had to relinquish and realize that some of my relationships were founded in service. And when that was no longer in something I wanted to do, would that relationship wither or would that
Yeah.
relationship falter?
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
that's exactly what my therapist and I had been talking about in a couple of our sessions because I was having the exact same
Mhm.
experience. And like everything you just said is exactly what I was realizing about that dynamic is that the two things happen. Again, so this is back to that whole thing about you being a martyr, right? And
Yeah.
this is a bit of a product of the ego that you
Yeah.
are thinking these people need me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this person needs me to do this thing. It won't happen if I don't do it.
Yeah.
They're going to be so down and out like they need me, right?
Yeah.
And in some ways in you providing that support, you've pretty much set up that dynamic that they do,
Yeah.
right? But my therapist told me this mantra that I've been playing in my head has been very helpful. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. I
They'll
mean,
figure it out.
you don't also have all the answers, and I
Yeah.
think that was something I had to learn was, like, this too shall pass. Not even this too shall pass, but, like, they will have the resources, and who are you to say that you have the power to be like, "They need me in your
Yeah.
life?" And I think it
Like you're their
I
savior.
they're saving. I think I was like I said, "Well, that was all I was known for." You
Yeah.
know, that was all I thought I brought into relationships. That was why I had such strong relationships was because I was the person they called. I was the person that had the solutions. But then it got to a point where it's like I ran out of solutions or I felt
Mm,
like I no longer needed to be solution oriented.
yeah.
And then it started to feel like, wait, where is that coming for me? Because you know, when the tides are turning, when you are at the receiving end or when you are needing to be poured into, where is that type of energy because you can no longer do that? Like, how can I pour my cup to you if I'm empty?
And there's another
Yeah,
two-parter here, right? Because
yeah,
on one hand, you cannot expect for people to do for you what you have done for them in the same exact ways, mostly
yeah,
because you were overextending yourself for them. And that
yeah,
is not fair to expect of someone else, even if you have done it for them.
yeah,
And then the other hand is that your responsibility was to be pouring it in yourself all along anyway. So that
yeah,
what you did require or need from someone else would not be like the entirety of your needs, right? Because
yeah,
like if we got into a point where we're so depleted that we simply cannot provide for ourselves,
yeah,
then that need gap is huge. And
yeah,
now you're asking for someone who has not been in the dynamic of your relationship providing that support. You're asking them to show up for you in a grand way that they probably haven't even really imagined for themselves.
yeah,
Now, the other thing is that, like, you hope that they would have been curious about ways that they could support you. But one
yeah.
thing I have found is that people are really locked into their own experiences
They
and their
are.
own perspectives.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, and I understand, like, that, but also, like, I have the issue, like, expectations, of what I expect from you as a friend, my expectations, and I realize, like, those expectations don't mean shit because that person might have their own self ideologies or their self like,
Yeah.
"Okay, if I'm sick, I expect you to check in on me," but your mindset is, "I don't have time to check in on you because I'm worried about me." Also, it's that, like
Or that if you're like a little sick, you'll,
yeah,
get over it because it's like a
you're
minor cold versus like
yeah.
you were hospitalized.
And I think about that as like the expectations is how do you do that in a relationship or like how do you be okay with the expectation not being reciprocated?
Well, I think the difference too is that we have to communicate our needs. Like I've
Mm,
realized after fighting it so much last year. I mean, I had endless conversations with people trying to tell me that you have a responsibility to communicate your needs to the people that you expect
yeah,
to meet them.
yeah,
And now I actually get it, mostly because I realized how not communicating my needs was me protecting myself from the disappointment of them not being met after
yeah,
communicating
yeah,
them.
yeah,
It felt devastating. It's a lot less devastating today because I understand that if you have communicated your needs to someone, and they say they understand and agree and they don't meet them, that is a reflection of them and not a
Yeah.
reflection of you, right?
Yeah.
That I because I think part of what is happening in this kind of people pleasing and this kind of like lack of selffulness is this fundamental belief that we're not deserving and that we
Yeah.
have to earn our place and
Yeah.
we have to be useful to for people to keep us around.
Yeah.
And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy when you set up a dynamic where people rely on that, where it is a, what is the word they use? Codependent, I think. There's a
Yeah, yeah, codependent,
codependent
yeah.
relationship where like they get this learned helplessness that they can't do something without you, and you get to be of use to someone so that you know that they will stay and that you know you provide value. So you know that they love you because of the service. So
Yeah.
when you retract that, in addition to them being like, "Oh, I'm helpless, I can't do this, you've abandoned me," they're also reacting to that and like maybe like they're like pulling back from you too,
Yeah.
and that's fulfilling this belief that you on your own were not worthy because you
Yeah.
retracted this service and they've retracted their love, when in
Yeah.
reality you're both responding to the dynamic that you created, and it is not at all a reflection of your deservedness of
Yeah.
love and attention.
I mean, that is amazing that you said that because I think it's we have to understand where the relationship was developed and founded, specifically with people that are people pleasers.
Yeah.
Where is that relationship rooted? Because your relationship is sometimes rooted in service or of others. And I think the thing about that is the goalposts will always move, unfortunately. And that is where the issue will come into place is your service will never be of good or have be of enough because you are now going to always have to be in pursuit of
Yeah.
that with somebody, and that right there is gonna fuel this fatigue and burnout, and then resentment. Because 'Cause I've had that happen in relationships with me as the people pleaser and as the person that is of being of service. I felt like I was constantly trying to serve people and be of, like, look, and then when I finally, like, said I no longer wanted to do it, I looked at how the person responded to it, and it was like, "Oh, I don't like you now."
Yeah.
I'm no longer in a space of like, this is a great relationship because it was just transactional. It was only for me to show up for you and not really understand it. But I also have to take accountability. That's where I put myself at in the
Yes.
relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because, like, we do have to like, on one hand, like, that person's being shitty,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, what role did I play in this, and where does this come up for me? Why am I finding myself in relationships where I am giving so much of myself
Yeah.
and not requiring
A
anything
lot.
back? And, like, so I had been employing this last year, around, like, October, November, December, just, like, pulling back, right?
Yeah.
Just saying no more often. Specifically, I was saying to myself was, "If it's not a resounding yes, then it's a no."
Yeah.
Because for me, most of the time I want to say no to anything. Like I
You
said this
don't
to
do
my
shit.
I said this to my therapist. I was like, honestly, sometimes I'm just saying yes because my baseline is no. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to do a lot of shit. You know, most
Hmm.
of the time I do just want to chill out with Milo and like sleep or something. I'll be tired. I want to go to the gym and I like,
Yep.
you think I want to work? Let me start there. Most of the time I don't want to do work, but I got to. So I have gotten used to saying yes to things that fundamentally are like a no for me because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, we got to say yes because we're alive. Okay. So I've gotten past that part,
You can't say no at work,
you
right?
know, you
Think
know?
about that
So I'm
when you're
like,
at work.
sometimes you just got to say yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, okay, really what needs to happen is I need some time to think about it.
Yeah.
So, and I have also had the experience a lot in my youth where when I was like hesitant about something, the person who was asking me, I think this was a parental thing, would be like reactive, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
you didn't say
absolutely.
yeah, you're not
Yeah.
jumping at the opportunity to do it, so you must not want to do it. And now it's a
Yeah.
big fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I literally need to imagine everything that I do. It like when someone throws a curveball at me, if we're not in a high stress environment that I have to be on anyway, and I don't want to be in a high stress environment anyway,
No.
then
Fuck
yeah,
no.
I need some time to process, to imagine myself doing the thing, to think about all that is required to
Yeah.
do the thing. And then I can make an informed yes, because my yes is like an empowered yes. You
Yeah.
know, I know that I can do the thing to the fullest of my abilities.
Yeah. I mean, when are you taught as a child or as a man to say no? Like there only is like if somebody is coming like stranger danger and things of that nature. But like as a kid, you're really if your parents tell you something, you can never say no because you're looked at as disobedient.
Yeah.
So how does that translate into relationships that don't have that weight or don't have that magnitude? or even at work, right? You can't say no because there is a consequence to the word no. And then it is looked at as like, oh, you not even say you're better than, but you have this like, how do you say no? Like, what makes you deserving of the opportunity to say no in a space?
What makes you think you're free and have choice? How
Right.
dare
Who
you?
told you you have an opinion? Bitch, I did.
Well, so that has me thinking that like there are creative ways at work to say no, right? That it's like, "Oh, maybe I need assistance with this
Yeah.
thing. Is there
Yeah.
some extra support that can be offered, or maybe I need
Yeah.
some clarity or extra instruction about this thing,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
pointing out like the barriers and thinking about ways to problem solve it." And
Yeah.
like I will say that as much as I like resent professionalism, being in the workforce has taught me a number of things,
Yeah.
and relationship management is one of those things. You know, do have to be more creative about problem
Uh,
solving at work. And I
yeah.
can take that into my personal life and say, okay, so I am open to doing this thing, but I'm not really clear what's required of me in that. Can we have a conversation about what you need exactly? Or maybe I
Okay.
can't help in this way, but I can support in this way. It's a pivot,
Yeah.
right? So maybe the no isn't such a clear and
No.
consequence no, but it's like a workaround. Now, I
Yeah.
do have to say, because people are teaching the no means no, like the no is an answer thing, that
Yeah.
there are circumstances where your peace and your safety are the thing that you are prioritizing and saying no. And
Yeah.
that's completely fine. You don't have
Yeah.
to do any negotiation there. But if you're anything like me and you're saying yes because the actual answer is a little bit more complicated, then asking for time or for clarification is a great response. And it is enough.
Ooh.
Like, you don't have to think about how that's going to land on someone. Like,
Yeah.
oh, are they going to receive I just need a little time to think about it. Can we circle
Yeah.
back on Friday? Or, I'm not really sure I understand what you need from me. What
Yeah.
exactly does this task entail or this favor entail? That would do a couple of things. One, you're your own advocate, so you're protecting yourself from falling into something that you weren't really prepared for,
Yeah.
and it actually gets the person to think about what they're asking you.
I mean, I totally agree, and I think we also have to be okay with the response to it. I think oftentimes we're trying to control the narrative, or we're trying to, like, be in a space of always wanting to play chess, but unfortunately, the realities of that is you saying you no longer want to do something or you don't have the capacity can affect the person, and it doesn't mean that that is a detriment to you.
Yeah.
It is just you also getting clarity about that relationship or that person's response to you ultimately saying that you do not have access or do not have the ability to do something. So I
Yeah.
think that also goes into relationship management as well, is also seeking clarity and guidance. And I think I always practice saying no to see how people respond, because it will give you guidance in how that person values you and how that person wants to operate with you. Because I think when you tell people no, they get shocked, because in relationships, specifically like platonic ones, when you tell friends you can't show up to stuff, you always got to give an excuse. And I've told my friends all the time, if you can't show up to something, just say, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I don't need you to say, I got attacked by 3 dogs, or I realize I got to pay my rent on a second. If you cannot make it, that is fine. This is not that moment. But I think it's that expectation of we always have to give this grandiose or elaborate thing when it's just like, I'm okay. But I know other people may not be okay with that.
I'm good with I'm so sorry I have a prior engagement, because even if that prior engagement was me sitting at home with Milo, I had planned to do that. That
Yeah.
was my prior engagement. And the thing about me is I love a personal invitation.
Yeah.
So like that's my RSVP. Either yes, I will gladly be there with bells and whistles, or I'm so sorry I can't make it. I
And
have a
that's
prior engagement.
okay. You can't be mad at me unless I do believe that there is sometimes in relationships that you do have to be inconvenienced though. I do believe in certain relationships there we do need to bring back being inconvenienced, but I do believe that sometimes you just don't need to always be inconvenienced.
Well, yeah. Okay. So listen,
Like I do
when I'm thinking about,
yes.
I feel like I've been talking about this ecosystem so much lately. When I think about my community and the people that I share time, space, and resources with,
Yeah.
then yes, like sometimes I would prefer to sit at home with my cat than to do the thing that they're asking. But I'm always weighing out with the benefits, right? Like, what is the benefit of me spending time with my community, reinforcing our closeness? And like, I would love to be. Oh, I'm so sorry. I scared the hell out of him. I would
Oop,
love
he's
to be home
behaving.
with my cat,
Yeah.
but you know, I can sacrifice that and go hang out with these people that I love. And like,
Go hang out with these people.
I mean, I know I like seriously, these people that I love and that I like, that our bond would be strengthened. I did something I didn't necessarily wanted to do in December, but like it was a great time to spend time with friends.
Yeah,
Actually, I wanted to be doing stuff for the podcast, but it was Kwanzaa and it was Ujima, I believe it
yeah.
was, which I feel like means
What date is
unity.
that again?
Which date is
Ujima?
Ujima?
Yeah.
So the first one is Umoja, and then the second one is Kuji Chagalia. So Ujima is number 3. That's the third day. So it was the third day of Kwanzaa,
What day is
and
that?
we
Like, is there
went
like a
ice
specific date,
skating.
like December 26th, December 27th?
Kwanzaa is from December 20th to January the 1st. So it
Oh,
starts the day after Christmas and it
oh, yeah, yeah,
ends in the new
yeah.
year. The new year is the
Exactly. No,
last day.
now, yeah, I remember. Now I know what you're talking about. I was like, podcast. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, no, I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to.
yeah,
We had things to do, so I
yeah.
wanted to do those. But in the spirit of Ujima, it was either Ujima or Jama. I really need to remember that. I was like, no, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends because I think that like number one, I really wanted to like intentionally celebrate
Yeah.
the holiday. It must have been the first day of it was.
Girl, okay, we get
I'm
it.
sorry, but yes, but yeah. And I said to myself, on the second day, Kuji Chagalia, which is self-determination, then I'm going to do the work that I wanted to do. So sure, I wanted to be doing that work on that first day, but I realized that spending
Yeah.
time with my community was actually going to be a great benefit to me. And I
Mhm.
made the time to do the thing I wanted to do all day the next day. And I said, I'm not hanging out with y'all niggas at
Yeah,
all
you
until
yeah,
this
yeah,
shit is
yeah.
done.
Yeah. I mean, but you clearly like, I've done that as well, like, recently, like, I told all my friends, I was like, "I'm hitting y'all we're going, like, full throttle for a week," right? Like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get that, like, love and nurturing out, but then after that, I was like, "I'm going cold turkey for a minute." Like, I am, like, telling y'all that, like, I need some space, and I was like they understood it, but I was like, "Why do I have to go to do, like, a 5-hour interview for me to finally be like, "Whoo, y'all, okay, let me take a break." But I think that was me showing them like, "Hey, I'm still here," but I'm also just reiterating that I do need my space, and I
Yeah.
do need to strengthen other relationships as well, so that those ones are healthy and also balanced as well. 'Cause I think we also need to learn understanding the balance of relationships at its capacity, like platonic, romantic, like colleagues and all that stuff like that. I think sometimes we as people need to understand like the ebbs and flows of like how those relationships should be. And then like also who's high maintenance and like low maintenance and all that, which is I get into those and I just be like, bitch, damn. Like, but I did want to ask you, like, to sweetly scoop, because you said you like love spending time with Milo. What is like one of like your secret like things that you enjoy but you don't talk about? I know, please don't say it's Milo. But like one thing that you secretly enjoy that you don't talk about.
Hmm.
I know mine.
Well, you go first because I got to think about
Yeah.
mine.
Okay. Do not y'all on the internet or whoever's listening, do not like look be I like to watch people eat that are like of a heavier side.
Uh,
Like I like to
do you like
see
watch mukbangs?
600-pound no. I
Oh,
like to watch like 600-pound life. I like to be watching people like order all this food to see how if they could complete it or not. I am just like fascinated with like the human anatomy when it comes to food and like how much I know me, I'm like, oh thank God I can eat like that. You know me, I got anxiety. But I'm really fascinated. Like I just followed this girl who was eating like a spicy bowl and like went to the hospital afterwards because the bowl took her out the game. But,
oh
like,
my.
yeah, I'm, like, really obsessed with that. I don't know what it is about that, but I, like, my followers,
I
my
can't
my
believe she
my
went to the hospital.
baby, them spicy buns will take you the fuck out. Like, it is everything in that bitch. I don't know how you shit afterwards, but I think you just your whole intestines
What
just
the hell is it?
it depends. So, like, this one, they had, like, pickled eggs, like, hog maw like, the hot sausage. They put, like, shrimp in it. They'll put, like, crab. They'll put, like, Tabasco hot sauce. It's just, like, peppers, like, all this type of concoction that just make it spicy, and you gotta eat it with Ruffles. So, like, it's just, like, this concoction. I just like people seeing people
That
eat.
should sound like it's gonna fuck your
It
insides out.
is.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I look at that and then also like when people order like go to like Outbacks or like those really salty places, I'll be trying to count the macros and micros and how much sodium it is in the food. I'll be secretly obsessed. But
Oh
I am one of the
my.
people that like look up menus and like see what I'll order if I went to the restaurant.
I don't even like. I'm thinking like, do I have a guilty pleasure? I think everything that I like to do, I very much enjoy doing.
Oh my
And then one
God.
of these things is quite private.
Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk
We could
about
do that
that.
all day.
Okay. What about a trend that you over? What about something that you're just over, ditch at this point? Like, what are we done with?
Oh God. Honestly, most of the content being made today, it really pisses me off. Like, there's some shit I really enjoy though. Let me see. Oh, you know what I can't fucking stand? I
What?
just noticed, I just said this on Threads the other day. I hate that I get on these apps and they're all the meta owned apps. Like, so this is a specific kind of person in this
Yeah.
country or this world who does this. People will take pictures of their like something they bought from like Walmart or some store or some fucking food package they opened and there's like mold or something in it and they're sharing it with the internet like, oh, beware, like they're doing some fucking PSA. I don't give a shit that you purchased a fucking can of peas from Walmart and there was like a mouse head in it. I don't care. You
I
bought
don't get it.
food that was made in a goddamn factory and some factory shit happened.
Yeah.
Leave us alone. Why do I have to see it? I don't
It's like never
care.
eat this shit again.
I can't
Like,
stand that shit. And like I have to keep pushing the like not interested button because why are y'all telling us? You think that we're gonna go and like go to the Walmart and boycott all the canned peas because you found a fucking rat tail in it? Get over yourself. Who fucking cares? Throw that shit away and don't buy it again. But what makes you think that the rest of us want to see that shit?
they
I
want to get a
don't.
lawsuit. So realize what they want now is they do it because they want them to reach out to them and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll give you a
Call a law
complimentary.
office.
I'll give you a complimentary can of peas if you need me to. Like,
Send
I
it to them.
will."
Send it to them. Send it to them. Please. Like, why do I have to see it? And like, why is the algorithm sending it to me? I'm clicking the not interested button. Why do you think I want to see that shit? I don't know
Yeah.
why, Devery, but it grinds my fucking gears.
That would annoy me too. It's like, what can we do? But it's like, because they want you to go and troll. Like, I think that's what they want you to do.
I
They
don't
want you to
care.
troll them. They want you to, because that aligns with also like one thing that I'm over is like, I watch a lot of TV shows. I watch a lot of reality shows that have like winners. I hate when you are watching the show and it is spoiled immediately. Like, you cannot take 5 minutes to have the who already won, who was eliminated, what the challenge was, or a spoiler in a movie. Like, I absolutely cannot stand social media at that point where like
Mm,
you cannot watch anything on your time because
people are excited.
if
They're
you do not,
excited.
bitch, I need y'all to hold y'all tongue.
No, I'm telling you, they're excited to spoil it. It's
Yeah.
like they want to, and I don't think that they're like, oh, let me ruin this for someone. What they actually want is to be like, oh, let me show everyone I watched it. Like they want to be the first one to give commentary, so they don't give a fuck if they spoil it. For in their mind, you were late. Like you should have watched it before.
I,
This only happens to be in the Housewives, and
yeah,
honestly, I just don't be looking at it until the next day because I watch every Housewives thing on
yeah.
Peacock anyway.
Salt Lake, girl. Salt Lake.
After such a strong season, that
That
finale was like, all right.
ending. I think because their season finales are always big and amazing.
Yeah.
And I think with this one, I felt it trying to be that, but then it just got dry. Like, I am tired of the Meredith pile on. Even though I cannot stand Meredith, I cannot because she is a linguist with her words. She will eat you up with that
She
tongue.
loves double talk.
She will double talk you down. And she be talking to like Whitney, and Whitney can't stand it because Whitney is Whitney. But like, I hate how she just immediately is just like lethal because she knows the jargon. And like,
Yeah, but it's not even that impressive.
it's
And those
not.
girls could just be smarter and be like, you know, I
Yes.
understand what you're doing, right? Like they could
Yes.
just be like, you're
So now
talking around
you're
the issue or you're suggesting this, and it would disempower it
right.
immediately, but no one ever does it.
Right.
She
So
always shrugging them
now,
shoulders. I'd be like, yeah,
right. So
girl, go ahead
now
and
you're
exist in
calling
your
me.
delusional world.
You're,
I do at least like Mary's. She's like, what's going
yeah.
on? I'm
What's
worried
going
about
on?
Meredith
Yeah.
because she's not existing in reality. That's not
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, I mean, I guess I'm a pill popper. I mean, I guess you technically said I was a pill popper. So I guess I have an addiction, and
Which
I
would
just
be her
can't deal with
admitting
that.
to it, but like in
Yeah.
some like sarcastic tone. She obviously does have an issue. And I feel
Yeah.
bad. No,
I
I
think
felt like
none of them. I think I could not. I think Mary's the only person because she doesn't really be like, that's at the season finale. I couldn't stand behind like Broadwin is mad that like Meredith she brought up Meredith's infidel. Like it was like, girl, you are trying to make it seem like Meredith is mad, but you are probably mad that you have something you talked about. It was just like a shit show.
I get it, because on one hand, if I were Bronwyn, I would feel like used too. And Meredith absolutely was taking the stuff that Bronwyn was saying it and then relaying
Yes,
it, like
she would throw it,
weaponizing
right,
it.
right.
She would
Bronwyn told me.
immediately weaponize it. And it's like, well,
Bronwyn
damn.
told me.
But also, Bronwyn, you run your mouth. You tell shit too
Bronwyn,
much. Like, stop telling her.
she
Take accountability
weaponized,
for that.
yes. Yeah, I think that's what she tries to do, is tries to establish relationships by telling things that people told her to the person they were talking about.
Because she
And
wants to be accepted
she
by
wants
the
to be
people.
accepted. And like we already know when she bought that necklace and it was a fraud, and like her on Todd. I just think that like that is that. And then also like Brittany is a punching bag to them. And it's starting to get annoying to me because like the things that they do to Brittany can never do back to them. Like
Yeah,
was
but
they
she also is annoying.
She's stupid. She's a child. She is a child. My issue was y'all got mad. Y'all remember when y'all were throwing water on her, like just throwing it. And then when she's flicking water at y'all, how dare you? Like I just pressed my hair, but it was like,
They were at the spa, though. It was a little
I don't get
childish.
that. I know she's a child. She's a child. It
She's
is
the
that, but
oldest
it's just
one
like
of the group. She's the oldest motherfucker
she's
in
not
there.
the oldest. She's
She
one
is.
of them.
She the oldest.
I thought Meredith.
No, I'm pretty sure Brittany is the oldest.
We got to look that up because I know on like threads it always gives us the age. I know the
I'll get
third
you.
oldest
I'll
is
do it for you.
I know third oldest is Lisa. Then Whitney is the youngest, and then Bronwyn is between Lisa and Whitney. So I don't know. After that, it starts to get murky.
Yeah,
but
Lisa's either Meredith
Lisa's
is
50.
53.
I think Brittany is like
Brittany's
51.
54.
She's the oldest.
Yeah, I remember looking at a chart of their
I did. I
ages
seen that chart as
and
well. Yeah.
seeing that lady was 54 years old. She older
Yeah.
than them.
Damn, and she acts like that. Like
Yeah.
when Lisa was like, "Girl, Lisa was like, "Girl, you." Yes, that's the one I seen. She was like, "Lisa, you literally like don't have a good relationship with your kids, so why would you have a happy Mother's Day?" She was like, "You don't have you. That was your storyline. You choose men over your kids. You will not get a happy Mother's Day. Why are you
I didn't
mad?
talk to my kids for 3 years. Well, because you did.
That's your
Like,
fault."
girl,
Lisa ate that up. She said that was your fault.
you want sympathy? And Lisa did clock her. She said
Yes.
you cry every time, like like somebody holds you to the fire, you get to cry, and it's true, she does. I think Heather and Whitney pushed
They were a lot.
ladies Meredith too far, and
that was a
should be
lot.
drunk as crazy doing all that shit.
Did you see Bravo? Did you see Whitney on BravoCon when she was plastered? Like,
yeah, absolutely. So it was like a little too much, and like it was right after she had opened up, and so at that point, just let somebody who actually genuinely cares about the lady be the one to say, "Hey, I know you're going through, and I want to marry. I want to reach out to you." But she was never going to do that shit on camera personally, and like I don't like. Another thing that bothers me, another pet peeve of mine, is people recasting all the time on social media. It's really annoying, but I'm gonna do it.
They did it, yeah.
I don't think that, like, I like the cast, but I don't think that it's sustainable for Meredith to remain a full-time housewife on that show. She's not interested in being open about her life. She didn't have any story this year at all, except for them targeting her. I think the Meredith pile-on was essential to Meredith's story. If they didn't pile on her the entire season, she would have had nothing.
I mean, but think about it. Whitney didn't have a storyline. Heather didn't have a storyline.
Whitney's storyline was her business failing. That's what she talked about that whole time. It wasn't great, it wasn't substantial, but that's what her story was.
Yeah, okay, what about Heather?
Heather's story was that her children are outside of her home. So she's an empty nester. That was her story. And so the last thing we got was that Wayfair commercial in her house, and then they stopped filming. Like, I'm telling you, if you asked me what everyone's story was, I could name it. The only person there was no personal story for
is Meredith. Yeah,
was Meredith.
I get that. I do agree with that.
She didn't have one.
She didn't have nothing. And I think her
Brittany had one.
But Brittany's is an easy storyline. Her child, she is easy to, and she's willing to, because she's an actress. She's willing to be exploited.
She had solo scenes.
Yeah.
What were Meredith's? I don't remember her having any.
Meredith didn't have any. I think she was so busy doing NYC, the Next Gen NYC with her son, that she really, and I agree. I don't want to recast, but I think Meredith, I think the issue I have with her is she is a deflector, which Lisa is as well. But like, they are just too deflectionist that just, I think I get drained as seeing the fingers, just like the Spider-Man meme. Like, there's never a resolution for them. And it's just like, let's pivot. And I think I get exhausted with Salt Lake because they never rehash Come on, Stacey. Stacey's getting up. I will say Ash, and then let's go to Potomac really quick before we wrap up. Potomac, Angel's getting a pile on. Also, Angel doesn't have a backbone though. She is an easy target.
I think it's because she gets so angry and so emotional.
Yes.
She's trying to comport herself too much. She's trying to really control her emotions.
Yeah.
And I really think she just needs to be a crazy motherfucker and let it out. I really think
you
if
said
she
she's
did
a
that,
fan.
that'd be it.
You said she was a fan of the show. That's why. And they ate her. I said, you're giving them so much ammunition when you can't, like, when they was like, why are we not staying at your place?
Bitch, because you're not invited.
Just say that.
Like,
and then
I don't understand why she didn't. She had them girls skipping through her motherfucking rental property, her investment property, talking about, oh, we got tea on you. Open your mouth.
The tea? Right. I'm like this.
Open your mouth.
Yeah. Like,
spit it out. Let's hear it.
Y'all in Colorado on my turn.
Don't play with me. Don't skip around my fucking house. Are you out of your mind? Say what you got. So I'm glad she sat them down and said, well, nobody's coming to my house until y'all say what it has to be said. Because, like, don't play with me. And Ashley and Giselle are very weak for that because y'all are grown.
Can we also talk about Wendy? And you should not be doing anything right now with everything that's coming out with you. Like, Wendy, you're the one that's saying, like, oh, she only won her rent for $1,000. Like, that's a bit extreme. Like,
wasn't you just talking about leasing a car?
Yes. And then remember when Kiana was like, at least my bags are real. I was like, this is.
And honorable mention goes to Monique for talking about something I didn't expect for this drama to start. That's not what your entire purpose was with the binder that you did
the binders
5-6 years ago. Come on,
she flopped with that. I'm a binder bitch. That was a flop too.
But I ain't gonna hold y'all. If Monique comes out with a binder, I'm buying it. Giselle was absolutely right. If Monique came out with binders, I would so buy them. There are not many things I'd rush to the store for, but a Monique binder, I'm pretty sure they got me.
Bitch, well, there you go. Monique and her binders. I think, Monique and binders, she needs to do it because
I don't even need a binder, but I'm gonna get a Monique binder. I don't need a binder. What the fuck? I'm like a 31-year-old man. I don't need a binder. What do I need a binder for? But she make it, I'm gonna buy it.
But you said that is that. I'm gonna just keep it. Okay. So to wrap up the show, let's just, what is one thing that you're like willing to just give up, and it is saying no? I mean, yes, what are you willing to give up?
Well, I'm actually trying to give up sugar this year, so
we already gave up alcohol, so I'm
a lot easier than sugar. Sugar is a real addiction.
Yeah,
no lie.
Or something you're unlearning. Let's do that one. Something you're unlearning.
Yeah, I like that. I am unlearning internalization. I think this is probably true for a lot of gay men, that part of my survival has been internalizing things, you know? And so on one hand, you're internalizing your responses, but on the other hand, you're also internalizing the threat. Yeah. So it no longer has to be something outside of you causing you anxiety. You've now internalized the anxiety. You are producing your own anxiety. Yeah. So I would like to externalize everything that doesn't belong to me. Like, if it isn't mine, I need to confront it in the real world and be open to the kind of conflict that comes about when I advocate for myself, allow myself the space to be. Like, I wrote in my journal for like some of my resolutions for the year that I'm going to take up more space.
Yeah.
And like, I know I'm a 6'1" black
big guy,
gay man, but like, I'm going to take up more space than what is allotted to me as a result of my size. I'm going to allow my needs to take up space. So I am unlearning internalization. Mine's
is kind of similar. Mine's is, I am unlearning anticipation. I am learning to and I'm learning to I think I'm saying that right. I'm learning to no longer anticipate fear and uncertainty.
Yeah.
I think that is something that as a black man, as a queer man, like, I am always thinking that the worst will come and I have to prepare for that. And I have to anticipate that thing and I have to prepare for that. But I think for me, it's something that I am willing, and I think with the show, with how we are, is like, you know, I am here now and here I am here now. Trying to remember that, but I think it's definitely trying to no longer anticipate fear and uncertainty. Like, right now, I'm in this space of, I'm not sure when my next stable job will come.
Soon.
But not soon. Thank you. It is coming. Sorry, it is coming.
For you.
It is coming, but not anticipating like every day I have to like be like, oh my God, I'm jobless, or every day I don't have this. So I think it's no longer having fear connected to it, and also being mindful that like this too shall pass.
And I want to speak that like that job is going to be something that like is good for you and to you, right? That
Yes.
it pays you well, it utilizes your skills well, and that you thrive in it, and not something that you're picking up out of lack or desperation or anything like that. I really want you to be in
Yeah.
a role that fits the career that you want, and that makes you feel like you're well.
Thank you. And I
You're
think
welcome.
that's what I've been in a space of uncertainty or like feeling like I have to sell myself short again to
Yeah,
just get
that's what unemployment
something.
does.
Yeah, and I think
That's
that's
why they're designing it.
yes, as a black gay man too, specifically, I'm like, oh, I have to anticipate that I have to go from what I used to make to now no longer like being able to be in that space. And I think that
That's
that
the
is the
goal. I want you
yes,
to know that that's the goal
it
of
is, and
creating
it sucks.
unemployment.
Yeah, because I've even talked to people and they're like, well, you just have to take something because
That's
and I'm
what they
like,
want.
I get that, but I also don't have to take it right
Mhm.
now. But I also am just like, this is what they like you said, this is what they want from me.
No, it is. This is 1000% what they want. A desperate working class that will, take
Just take
whatever they can
scrums.
because you
And
need to live.
yeah, and I think that's what I'm learning to know. Like I still have access to resources. I'm still comfortable now and I'm comfortable tomorrow. So I need to not try to anticipate or try to be on the fence because I think that is what's adding to me constantly feeling like I need to be like on that. So I'm unlearning that. And also in relationships, like trying to anticipate rejection or anticipate, disappointment. I think that is definitely that for me. But sister, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Happy 2026, bitch.
Happy
We
New
made
Year.
it to 2026. That Black Boy Joy is here yet again. And I'm so excited to see what we have in store for our podcast, our listeners, for us.
Absolutely. Well,
So,
I'm excited for what's ahead of us. Good things in the coming time. So
yeah.
let us reap the benefits of our blessing.
Yes, and I'm teasing nothing. There's nothing to tease. I ain't giving you shit.
I'm very confident.
I am too. So, girl, where can I follow you
You guys
throughout
know
this
that you
year?
can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Derwin King. That's DerwinKing. And on TikTok at Free Negro. That's FREENEGREAUX.
And you all, of course, can follow me on all platforms at _Lordevery. That is _LORDEVERY. And of course, you all can follow us on all of our platforms at That Black Boy Joy on Instagram and on Twitter. If you would like to watch us on YouTube, you can hit us up at That Black Boy Joy. If you would like to write to us, you get us up at That Black Boy Joy Podcast at gmail.com. Really quick, on Instagram, it is That Black Boy Joy Pod. All right? Not That Black Boy Joy. It's That Black Boy Joy Pod. What you about to say, sister?
Yeah, also check out our website, That Black Boy
Yes!
Joy.
Yes, it is going to be in our link. And like we always tell our guests and our listeners, please be so in love with who you are.
Bye.
I'm talking about